Aloha, it's Katie and I'm back in my dorm at Cornell. I arrived 2 nights ago and class starts tomorrow, but what I've been doing is revamping my room a bit, and it's 6:40 at night right now and I'm about ready to pass out because I'm kind of jet lagged. But I was so inspired because I was reading these 2 books, Steal Like an Artist and Show Your Work, and like the whole time the original plan was just to cut out pages like these ones and just stick them up on my wall, but as I was reading it, it was just shouting at me to document my process, to show my work, and I was just like, I should film this video and show you how I redid my room. That's what I'm going to tell you about right now. So the first thing I did with my room is, number 1, post some of my photos. So last semester my dorm had this gallery exhibit inviting student photographers to share some of their photos, and they would print it and hang it up in our dorm. So I submitted 10 photos. I submitted some of my aerial shots which I took in the Philippines, Turkey, and here at Cornell. This is my outro card for the past few months, so shout out to you if you recognize this. When I received them, they were huge vertical posters, so the first thing I did was I had to cut out a lot of the top and bottom. Don't worry, I will recycle them. I ended up with this much paper. It was a very therapeutic afternoon. I chose these 6 photos that I wanted to put up in my room. I ended up choosing a lot of the bluer, greener shots because I wanted this vibe going on. Then I just got some sticky tack and pasted them on my wall. And I did this because this year I really want to make my desk space a very artsy and creative studio. So the second thing I wanted to do is cut out my favorite pages from some of my favorite books and post them on my wall as motivation. I just have so many projects I want to do this semester, from designing to building websites to making videos and working on organizations that I'm a part of on campus. And I felt like these excerpts would be such great motivation for when, you know, I'm here slaving it away on my laptop and I just need a burst of inspiration. Boom, it's on my right. This one in particular talks about how we should embrace being amateurs. I think there's a lot of pressure to only show a perfect product or the final product once we finish something we're proud of, but you know, what makes things interesting is the process. And also we should just, you know, admit that we are beginners, admit that we are noobs, and not let that get to our pride, because it really hinders us from, you know, fully exploring something. Some of the phrases I highlighted here are that amateurs are not afraid to make mistakes or look ridiculous in public. They're in love, so they don't hesitate to do work that others think of as silly or just plain stupid. Amateurs are willing to try anything and share the results. And you know, here I am with these roughly cut pieces of paper and not aligned pages, but you know what, I chose to just pick up my camera anyway because I thought it was worth sharing. This diagram, flow and stock, is based on economic concept. What it means to me is that I am currently on the flow stage, where I'm just creating content, just doing things that I love and not really thinking about, you know, whether it fits in the bigger picture or not, because once I have all this content is when I can look back at it and see what brought them together, come up with themes, then it becomes stock. So I just don't want to be afraid to keep making things and filming footage even if it's not the best. And oh, this one really hits me hard, but this one says, the work you do while you procrastinate is probably the work you should be doing for the rest of your life. And that's what this semester is going to be about for me. Day 4 of my room transformation. In other words, I'm just cleaning up my room. Yesterday I set up the posters, but today I'm just gonna do some rearranging. I'm really trying the minimalist philosophy with not only getting rid of things, but also just not having a lot of things in my space, especially if it's things that I only use once a month. I'd rather have that outside my line of sight and only keep the things I need on a day-to-day basis. So everything feels simpler. I have some packages, so we're gonna do a little unboxing. First day of classes was today. All I can remember though is my very sad encounter at the Korean restaurant. It's one of my favorite stores here. I always get takeout kimbap, and the owner was just really mad today because I was refilling my water bottle with their water fountain. They were like, hey, don't do that. And then the next thing was my friend and I ordered takeout, but then we wanted to eat some of it first inside the restaurant because it was cold outside. And then when we passed by, the guy was like, didn't you say takeout? I was like, I had actually seen him scold another customer for doing the same thing. So I was like, no, we're just eating a bit and then we're gonna take out the rest. But he kind of like gave me the look and just the side eye, and that's really sad because this guy used to be friendly with me. Aside from that, my classes seem really interesting this year. I'll talk more in depth about it in a future video, but this semester is just really going to be focused on tech and entrepreneurship for me. In terms of course load, it's much lighter, but extracurricular wise, I'm really picking it up because I'll still be involved in 3 to 4 student organizations, but at the same time, I want to do more with YouTube, with building my own websites and building my own personal portfolio of design works. But the thing is, my week is already full. I don't know, I don't know why I get sucked into it so fast. You know, I'm always like, don't fall into the habit of just busying yourself and filling up your calendar, but it just happens. It's like Cornell nature. I mean, honestly, if someone was an extrovert, I think this would be their place, because you know, the second we get back, everyone's reaching out. They're like, hey, have you gone back? Want to get lunch? Want to get dinner? And I definitely loved that too. My first 2 semesters here, but now I feel like I'm aging and I've almost become more introverted. I also love being alone. The only reason I'm considered extroverted is because I actually get energized from talking to people, but that doesn't mean I'm throwing myself out there in a lot of social situations. I would much rather stay at home on a weekend. Okay, little unboxing. Last December, my friends and I did a Secret Santa gift exchange, but because of exams, we pushed it off till January. This is a very Filipino thing, by the way. Christmas is still like, people are still having Christmas celebrations back home, and it's January. But I got my friend some books, The Things You Can See Only When You Slow Down by Heyman Sunim, Anthony DeMello's Awareness, and this one's for me that my sister recommended, but it's Sun Tzu's Art of War for Women, Strategies for Winning Without Conflict. This first book I actually own. I impulsively bought it at an airport, but I opened it and I loved it because it's a very easy read with very poetic verse writing of important life lessons. There are also really calming illustrations, and this whole book just screams Zen. The second book I have not read, but my sister recommended it to me, and it's about the perils and opportunities of reality. It says, mixing Christian spirituality, Buddhist parables, Hindu breathing exercises, and psychological insight, DeMello's words of hope come together in awareness in a grand synthesis. Here then is a masterful book of the spirit, challenging us to wake up in every aspect of our lives. So I thought my friend would like this because she's in a time where she's just exploring spirituality, something deeper in life. And then the last thing I got is this Essential Mist diffuser. This semester I'm really trying to make my room space a very immersive and sensory experience almost, but I just realized how important it is to have a space where you feel at peace, you feel like you can do your best work, whether that's creatively or academically. And a lot of us, I think, tend to focus on the visual aspect of it, with how it looks, the lighting, and those are all great, but I personally wanted to take it the next step and add in, do I remember? The olfactory sense. Smell is a really powerful tool too. I am going to shower, get dinner with friends, and I'll be back to clean up my room. Anyways, that's actually all I have for this video. It's kind of short, but whatever. I might just do more videos like this on my channel from now on. But yeah, my room is still not in optimal condition because I'm still unpacking everything. Next video will probably be a college dorm tour. Stay tuned for that. And yeah, thanks for watching. Let me know what you think of these kinds of videos, and if you want to see any more behind the scenes on anything I do, please, I really would love to hear your suggestions. And I will see you next week with another new video. So please subscribe. Bye guys.